Unique circumstances tonight in Miami, Florida from FIU Stadium. A partial replay between Miami FC and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Tonight's match is presented by Helbiz with the former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for being with us. Now we will get you caught up on everything you need to know. But first, let's start with the Atlantic Division standings. Everybody's trying to chase Charlotte for that second spot right now. They're in action, but Pittsburgh, they have the best chance of getting into second.
They certainly do. We've taken off the point they each got for the initial part of this match. So a win today, bearing in mind Miami FC are 1-0 down, and again we'll explain that. If Miami win this game, they will be level with Pittsburgh, fighting for that third spot. Pittsburgh will then be struggling to make second. If Pittsburgh win this, and they are 1-0 up, suddenly they put Charlotte Independence under pressure for that second spot. So in particular for Pittsburgh, so much to play for here in these 24 minutes.
So how did we get here? We go back to October 16th. You were on the call. This is how it played out.
We'll have a look. Speedy Williams gets the ball here from a free kick. He's going to play it across to Yanis Luba, who turns and plays it back to Connor Sparrow, who's goalkeeper, who's busy looking somewhere else, doesn't see the ball coming. Oopsie, back of the net, it's a goal. However, the referee gives a corner as if the ball was played straight from the free kick, which is what you would give if it was from the free kick. But the referee said he saw it being passed. Therefore, it was a misapplication of the rules.
So, of course, after conversation, the corner kick was given. And this is how we got to this point now. And we look at the statement from the USL. Upon review of that match, Pro determined that an officiating error and misapplication of the FIFA laws of the game occurred in the 66th minute. The misapplication of the law is the important part here. We'll get into all that a little bit later. From Jake Edwards, with support from Pro and IFAB, we have taken this action to protect the integrity of the league, our competition, and the sport of soccer. So now looking at tonight, we are going to pick things up in the 67th minute, and we really don't know what's going to happen. It's 1-0 Pittsburgh. That's what we do know.
Yes, it's never happened before that it's been picked up in the middle of the match. The matches have been replayed. There's even an example, and we'll give more of that later, of a match that was replayed with just 1 minute to go. But in the 67th minute, 23 minutes to go. So if you are Paul Dalglish or Miami FC, you're 1-0 down. Do you just attack for 23 minutes? Do you attack with some defense? Do you not even bother that much because you can't make second place probably and you want to preserve your players? We don't know. When we spoke to Paul Dalglish, I'm not so sure he knew what to do. I do think that Bob Lilly at Pittsburgh Riverhounds knows what he wants to do. He's got a 1-goal lead. He wants to defend it. He wants to counterattack. But other than that, this is all new territory for us.
So we will see what happens tonight. We'll try to provide some proper context from coaches, from pro referees. There's a lot to decipher here, but what we do know, this is going to be unique. It's going to be interesting. Lineups and kickoff are coming up next.
This is a football city. from the grassroots to the turf. From the streets to the cleats. We are proud to represent this city. We are proud to represent Miami. We are proud to represent you. Your community, your club.
A look at tonight's starting lineups, and they are presented by Helbiz. We'll start with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, these are the changes, 2 changes from the team that originally played this game. Preston Kilwinen for Jelani Peters, Jalen Robinson for Tommy Williamson. Just the 2 changes from that initial lineup that drew 0-0.
And on the other side, Miami FC and Paul Dalglish, a few more changes here.
Yeah, 4 changes in this one. Sean McFarlane comes in, Ballard goes up. Paco Craig, who was suspended for the last match, he comes in. Janos Lube out. Peter Silva for Talobar. And Chris Cortez on his own up front replaces Lamar Walker.
And the interesting point there about Paco Craig, he was originally suspended on October 16th, but because of the rules put in place for this game, he is eligible to play with the new 23-man rosters and the new lineups as we've just talked through. So here we go. And we're playing 24 minutes. The clock will start at 66. So this is what it's going to look like. Both coaches gave us some interesting talking points coming into this match tonight. It'll be Miami. This is the same direction they were going in the previous match. They will be going right to left here in the second half. Our referee tonight is Elvis Osmanovic.
No pressure on the referee. Let's just hope he gets it spot on. I'm sure he will. He will. Elvis, a very, very good referee. So
experienced across the league.
But never easy when you're coming on the back of a previous misapplication of the rule, no doubt.
This game being played behind closed doors just because of the shortened nature of this match. Handshakes all around. And we just wait for the whistle.
Referee's counting the players. Good start.
We got 11 on both sides. We're really checking all the boxes here tonight. So there is the whistle, and we are underway. 67th minute from Miami, Florida. It is 1-0 to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds as this partial replay gets underway. So much to decipher from this match, and it looks like straight off the bat, Miami trying to go over the top. So Miami's last game, a 2-0 win over New York Red Bulls right here on Sunday. As for Pittsburgh, they played on Saturday, got a 2-1 win against the Charleston Battery. Russell Cicerone scoring his 16th goal on the season as the winner laid on in that second half.
Yeah, both teams coming off wins, so they'll be feeling positive. Danny Vitiello with the kick here. Now, from a Pittsburgh point of view, you're 1-0 up. Just chatting to Bob Lilly, said you can't defend for 24 minutes. So we're going to have to get in their half. But what we want to do is keep possession in their half, keep them pinned back. When we do defend, we want to look to counterattack. No doubt they would love to get a second goal and just kill the match. And that's the way that Bob Lilly sees this match. From Paul Dalglish's point of view, we couldn't get a clear perspective of whether he really wants to go for this and prove a point or not. I guess we're going to find out as the match goes on.
Yeah, something interesting that Paul Dalglish said was it was a goal. There was no getting away from that fact. And the situation that we now have here is with Charlotte's result against Loudoun right now, they are winning against Loudoun 1-0. So the chances of them getting into second spot, they aren't as great as they were at the start of the night, or if Charlotte were to drop points tonight. So it's interesting to see that both these games going on at the same time, and will have a lot to do with the standings at the end of this few minutes.
And certainly if you're Paul Dalglish and you can't finish in second spot, and as you say, if Charlotte win, they won't be able to. The one thing you don't want is an injury to a key player. And they've got the likes of a Cristiano Francois playing, Ariel Martinez, Paco Craig. I mean, these are all starters, Connor Sparrow in goals. So you almost want to say to your players, don't get involved in any dangerous tackles or anything, but how do you stop professional players from giving 110%? It's a tricky one, but imagine if Miami lost a key player in a match they don't need to win. So some delicate balancing acts going on in this match.
And this will be a free kick. And remember, something to note, Miami has come from behind twice this year to beat Pittsburgh. Now, of course, all these players starting off as fresh as they can be at the start of this 24 minutes, but this will be a free kick for Miami FC.
A good breakaway from De Silva here. Just gets a bit of a tug on the shoulder there, and that's enough to put him off balance. And Bob Lilly saying, we're glad we have the opportunity to get this goal given to us and play this match. It keeps the integrity of the competition. That's a word we've heard a lot, that this decision is in order to keep the integrity.
So it's Speedy Williams standing over this set piece. Bob Lilly also went on to say if there's a goal scored in this 24 minutes, sure hopes it's for his side, because then it makes things really interesting. Now play this square to De Silva. Better angle to swing this in to the back post. This will be a foul. And back to Pittsburgh it will go.
And this has slightly changed Miami attack. One of the players coming in is Chris Cortez, and having had chats with Paul Dalglish over the last few weeks, when we saw Chris Cortez score against Loudon on his debut, he feels that Chris Cortez is a really good plan B for Miami. They love to keep possession, love to test you with all their attacking players, but if it doesn't work, especially in the playoffs, Chris Cortez scored goals all over the USL. 33 years of age. He's an intelligent player, obviously experienced, and a very big unit, ideal to attack the high ball.
There's Paco Craig. Ariel Martinez, I think just underneath Cortez. Martinez has played as kind of a false nine at times this season, but now with a more out-and-out striker, as you mentioned, in Cortez, he slides back into that number 10 role. Long cross coming in. Vitiello is there to claim it.
There you go, more crosses coming into the box. Almost like a training session for Miami FC. If we have to have Chris Cortez on, how does it go? How do we get balls in the box? You know, let's use this match as well to try and get Chris Cortez into it. But you can see the ball, long way out, but nicely put in. Drops into a difficult position. It tests the goalkeeper, and Vitiello was up to it.
Griffin trying to play this up for Alex Dixon. Now, in terms of precedent, of course, this is such a unique situation. There have been two previous situations like this across the world. This has never happened in the USL, as there's going to be another free kick, but happened in 2015, an under-19 women's European qualifier. There was a penalty kick, there was encroachment. The penalty kick went in, they scored the penalty kick, but the referee should have re-given the penalty kick. Instead, it was a free kick back to the other team. That was also a misapplication of the law. The other one in World Cup qualifying with Uzbekistan and Bahrain. They replayed the whole game. The Euro qualifier was only the stoppage time, which is what was left on the clock at the time of the penalty. So in terms of replaying it from this situation, it's pretty unique.
Yeah. And again, the word there is, on both those occasions, it was a misapplication of the rules. There's been plenty of replays because of weather and other conditions, but misapplication of the rules, those are the only two that we are aware of. So, as I say, it is pretty new territory and not easy for the players. You know, Pittsburgh are having to travel back down again. They've got, both teams have got matches on the weekend, and then they're into the playoffs. So, you know, yes, Pittsburgh would love to finish second and get a home playoff, but both these teams are having to get prepared for a playoff, and now they've got this extra match, and for Pittsburgh the extra travel, so not ideal.
A foul there in the center of the park. This will be a free kick going the way of Pittsburgh. It is still 1-0 to Charlotte Independence over Loudon. Enzo Martinez's goal, the difference in the first half of that one.
What was interesting, when these two teams met just over a week ago, it was actually a very good performance by Pittsburgh. They limited Miami FC to 1 shot on target the entire match. They had 4 shots on target. They were better around the edge of the box.
Here's Forbes trying to beat Sparrow at his near post, but into side netting.
And that's what they were like in that first match. They were very sharp on the attack, Pittsburgh, and got the goal. And of course, as we've seen, the goal wasn't allowed, the corner given instead. So they will feel that that performance means there's no reason why they can't come and give a similar performance for 24 minutes.
Here's Baggio. Trying to turn the corner there on Jordan Dover. It was cut off. And now Forbes will look to clear this away for Pittsburgh.
So there's no fans in the stadium, so I guess from a Miami FC point of view, you're being denied your fans, which give you a little bit of support. Another point Paul Dalglish made was normally over 90 minutes, in this humidity and heat, they wear teams out and they normally score a whole bunch of goals last 10, 15 minutes. Well, obviously in a 24-minute game, that's not going to happen. Pittsburgh are going to have all the energy they need for those 24 minutes. So again, another one of their bits of ammunition gets taken away from them. So they did feel that although it was a little bit unfair, they did accept 100% that whatever the USL decide, they will stick by, and they also understand the integrity. And as you mentioned, Paul Dalglish did say, yes, absolutely, it was a goal and should have been given. So I don't think there's any issues from Miami FC except to say that one or two of their advantages have been taken away.
Once again, it's Williams. De Silva staying around this free kick. It's De Silva to swing it into a good area. A diving header will clear this away. As far as Ariel Martinez, let this roll to play for a throw-in. McFarland will come over and try for the long throw. Put into a good area again. This time Robinson able to head it away. Player down in the area for Miami, just getting back to his feet as this is now cleared away.
Good pressure from Miami FC. They put a couple of balls in there that have asked questions of the Pittsburgh defense. And they've been bouncing around, and a bit of luck could have dropped to a Miami FC player.
Another long throw in. Vitiello is there to claim it.
Well read by the goalkeeper. Nice and positive decision making.
It might have been a foul throw there on the far side, which means there'll be another throw in coming for Pittsburgh instead. Martinez, no wiggle free. Now it's Forbes. Up ahead for Dixon, and now Cicerone. That's been a great duo this year. Cicerone and Dixon, they connected for the game winner against Charleston on Saturday.
Russell Cicerone, 16 goals this season, 8 assists, the only USL player to be in the top 10 in both categories. I mean, that deserves great credit. You know, there are goal scorers who've scored more, there are those who have more assists, but to get in the top 10 for both, brilliant. I don't think Alex Dixon's that far. He's got 9 goals and 9 assists, so he's very close to being in the top 10 for both.
Trying to switch the play. Dover battling for it. I was able to talk with Howard Webb, the general manager of Pro, and the interesting part of talking with him, obviously he oversees the whole organization of referees, but he said there was not one bit of judgment in the call, and that is where it gets interesting. But here's Francois in the meantime. This will deflect out for a corner kick. He said there was not a single moment of judgment, and that is the big difference between the misapplication of the law and the judgment. The example he had was if a referee sees a ball go over a line in terms of a goal, that's a judgment call. Yes. That's not a rule. Yes. This was a rule that was misapplied, and that is why we are here tonight. In the meantime, a corner kick, just over 12 minutes to go. And before it even reaches the box, a foul, it'll go back to Pittsburgh.
We had a little glimpse here of Cristiano down that right-hand side. Cristiano Francois, such a strong attacking player. Scored in the last match against New York Red Bulls to give them a 2-0 win. And he's going to be a vital player. Normally bombs down that right-hand side. And he's going to threaten that Pittsburgh goal. And I was just wondering how much Miami FC would put into this. It looks like they're going all out to win it. So credit to the home side. They haven't just sat back and gone, you know what, with Charlotte winning, it doesn't mean much. They've decided that They want to get the 3 points. And I guess as finish high in the table as possible, because once you get far past the first playoffs, then home ground advantage will be based on your position in the overall USL table. So 3 points might be very important to Miami FC.
There's always upsets, and then you never know what's going to happen as the rounds keep coming in the playoffs. Quick ball movement. Again, it finds Francois. Trying to bring this back in the middle. Martinez weaving through. Was taken off the ball by Wharton. And now Griffin. Up ahead. There's Sparrow in no man's land. And this could be an interesting decision from the referee. He's going right to his pocket for a yellow card. Oh boy, nervy moments there for Connor Sparrow.
Connor Sparrow's a long way out. Not sure he needed to be there. His defenders might have been able to deal with it. That's, you see, you've got Paco Craig on the cover there, so he didn't need to be there. The second thing is that was very close to a red card. Again, Paco Craig was probably behind him, covering him, so he would have been the last man. Second thing is the tackle itself a dangerous tackle and worthy of a red card? Difficult to see. Some more controversy involving Connor Sparrow. Was he who obviously missed the ball for the goal that should have been given and wasn't? And now here he comes flying out of his box.
Let's see it again from the wide angle just to show that there were defenders there. Oh, it was close. Paco Craig was running.
Yeah, I think he was. I think Paco Craig was covering. And I don't think it was a dangerous tackle in terms of the studs being up. So probably the right decision there from the referee. But again, just wondering why Connor Sparrow needs to be that far out when Paco Craig can deal with the threat. But just proving Bob Lilly right. He said we're going to defend and try and counter-attack. And what a beautiful ball played out of defense. Absolutely stunning counter-attack there from Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And that's how they prefer to play against Miami FC. So Cerrone upset. He's arguing his case.
Very displeased with Elvis Osmanovic. And you wonder if this will be a yellow card.
Yep,
it will be to Russell Cicerone.
Yep.
Both these teams still play one more time before they get into playoffs, but it doesn't mean you want to be picking up cards and potentially red cards for dissent or even for Connor Sparrow's sake coming out in no man's land.
Well, this was something else that was running through my mind about this game is would there be much aggro? Would it be a case of Pittsburgh players going, really, we've got to come back and play this when we should have been 1-0 up? Or Miami FC players saying, why couldn't we just let it go? And you just never know how players feel about it. So I just wonder if there will be any aggression in this match.
There are 5 subs allowed. This will be one of them. Jelani Peters will come on for Jordan Dover. It looked like he was preparing there in the bench area pretty much right after kickoff, but we didn't think we'd see many subs, if at all, but there we go. Jelani Peters comes on.
That's just killed one of my lines I had written here, which is, what's the point of being a sub in a 24-minute match? Your chances of coming on are pretty slim. Well, that one's gone down the drain, hasn't it, with that substitution?
And look at this free kick. Just 2 players up for Pittsburgh to take it. Everybody else back defending. Forbes and Dixon stand around it. It'll be Dixon to take this on, and he skies it out of play. And Cicerone runs back on. Well, we should get a decent amount of stoppage time now. This will be a foul.
I think it's very important for the referee, Elvis Osmanovic, to get a really tight hold on this game, not let tempers flare at all. And he's done a good job so far. Just has one of those strange games that has the potential just to, you know, be something different, because everyone's on edge. Everyone's not, even we're not quite sure what to expect. So if we're on edge, the players must be on edge, the managers. So it takes good refereeing just to calm everything down.
And this will be a corner kick. And Pittsburgh can just let a few more precious seconds tick off the clock. If they win this game, they can move up to 57 points. That would be still 2 behind Charlotte, who still lead 1-0 in the stoppage time there in the Queen City against Loudoun. 1-0. Enzo Martinez has the lone goal. Here's Canardo Forbes. And they'll play this in short for Dixon. Dixon will give it right back to Forbes. Trying to find space to get a cross away. Speedy Williams keeps it alive. Dixon throwing himself in. Commits the foul. Quick free kick coming to Miami.
Just on that Charlotte point, yes, they might be about to beat Loudoun now, so it seems, but their final match, if I'm not mistaken, is Austin Bold away, who are fighting to make it there in the Mountain Division. There's no guarantee that Charlotte win that, so win here for Pittsburgh tonight. If this result stands, they go into their final match, is at Hartford at home. If they win that, they can finish second and get a home game in the playoffs, and that is massive for Pittsburgh to be at home as opposed to on the road. I think last year they lost at Lou City on the road, and that's never easy. If these two teams finish 3rd and 4th, they will play Birmingham Legion and Lou City away, which is going to be 2 very tough matches.
And of course, Louisville and Birmingham play this weekend, basically a Central Division title match. That'll be in Birmingham on Saturday night. All those games on ESPN+. It's going to be a fun night throughout the entire league with basically everybody in action. Western Conference still up for grabs. Overall #1 seed, a couple divisions, playoff spots. Sent forward for Cortez. That did go out of play. It will be a corner kick.
So here you are, you've just started the match, you've barely got a sweat on, you're looking up at the clock and it says 5 minutes to go. A very unusual situation for the players, which is why they must just go flat out right to the end. You can't, there's no point pacing yourself or anything, just give it everything you got and see where the chips land.
Here's De Silva. Put into a good area again. Head of the way as far as Francois, who rolls it in again. Miami trying to keep this alive. Stood back up to the back post. And headed away. Another corner kick coming.
Little half chance there, wasn't there, for Miami FC? That ball back into the box had a lovely weight on it. Very tempting for any big striker to get on the end of.
De Silva curls it in towards the near post this time. There's Sparrow coming all the way into the attacking half. Well, as you said, we weren't quite sure what Miami was going to look like. Paul Dalglish was kind of giving us a smoke screen. We weren't sure if they were going to sit back, whether they were going to go for it. I think they have no doubt gone for it here in these 20 minutes thus far.
And they put out a very, very strong team, so there was no question of them not trying to compete. And I think that's great. That's credit to Miami FC and Paul Dalglish that they've kept the integrity of the match as much as the USL's kept the integrity. Pittsburgh have got their just rewards, which is the goal and a chance to finish off the match. So hopefully everybody comes out of it looking good.
That's a handball on Cortez. Miami trying to get Pittsburgh to hurry up here. Paco Craig stepping in. Cortez. And now Baggio, heavy first touch. That did him in. It's Griffin now on the ball for Pittsburgh. Switch of the play, Canardo Forbes had a heavy first touch. 2 minutes plus whatever stoppage time remains here in Miami. And now it's Alex Dixon. Can Pittsburgh put this one away? Forbes on the far side. He'll bring this in. Now it's Cicerone. Blocked down. Dixon to clean it up. And he puts it out of play.
It's a lovely move from Pittsburgh. Yet again, so good on the counter-attack with Cicerone knocking it wide to Alex Dixon. Head up straight away, gets it to Forbes. Forbes sets it up for Cicerone, and absolutely brilliant Pittsburgh on the counter-attack.
Here's De Silva, who scored the game winner at the beginning of October against this Pittsburgh side. Too far for Baggio. And we're pretty much now into the final minute of regular time.
They've played it well, Pittsburgh Riverhounds. They've defended. They've had to deal with a lot of crosses because of Chris Cortez being in the side. They've managed that. Vitiello's come and plucked a few out of the sky. And then on the counter-attack, they've been so good. We've just seen the one chance before that. There was the one where Cicerone got through and got brought down by Connor Sparrow. So if you're looking at a game plan, I would like to think that Pittsburgh Riverhounds is about as spot on as you can get.
Dixon trying to get this up ahead for Cicerone. He does well to bring it down. He'll return it to Dixon to put this away around the goalkeeper. And they say he went down potentially on his own, and Sparrow raced to put it back into play.
I tell you what, that looked like a penalty to me. I could have sworn the goalkeeper's brought Alex Dixon down. Now, it might not have an impact on the final result if Pittsburgh do win, but it could have been another hugely controversial moment.
3 minutes of stoppage time is presented by the Miami FC Youth Academy. My question on that, though, is if it's not a penalty, why is it not a card for simulation?
It doesn't have to be simulation. You could be bumped and brought down. In other words, if the keeper gets the ball first, gets a touch on the ball, and then brings you down, not necessarily simulation. I'd like to, here we go, here is, have a look at this and just see if Connor Sparrow does bring him down. Alex Dixon's got the ball, touches it. Oh.
It's tough to say.
It's tough to say because of the way you're seeing it, actually, you're right. He's already played the ball. So any contact afterwards is either a penalty or it's simulation. Well spotted there, Josh.
Thank you. And for De Silva, towards the top of the box and cleared away. 2 minutes left of the minimum of 3. Such unique circumstances tonight here in Miami, starting things in the 67th minute. A partial replay of October 16th's match that ended 0-0. Of course, the misapplication of the law has now made it 1-0 to Pittsburgh. They finish out this match with just about 90 seconds to go. Baggio picks up the second ball, curling one in. It's headed away, and Wharton will knock it clear. As far as Paco Craig, now it's Speedy Williams.
Everybody from Pittsburgh behind the ball.
Curling it in again. It's Baggio. A missed touch. And Pittsburgh will look to carry this out and kill off this clock. Russell Cicerone dribbling through. Akinyode right there with them. And now the whistle comes. Cicerone has to be careful. He's already on a yellow card, but this yellow card will go to Bolu Akinyode.
Akinyode feels that he got the ball there, and it was a good battle by Cicerone. How well did he do to hold that ball up and counter-attack and take on the defenders, and in the end win the free kick? I'd like to see it again because I felt that Akinyode put in a decent tackle. But either way, the dying moments of this match, it's been controversial. It remains controversial.
There's been 3 yellow cards. Here's another look at it.
See, Cicerone leans there. No, I think Akinyode gets the ball fair. Now, unless there's a pull or a tug earlier on in that move, I didn't quite see that as a free kick.
Here's Conrado Forbes. We're pretty much through the minimum of 3. And there is the final whistle. The partial replay is complete. Pittsburgh, after the initial 0-0 draw, get the full 3 points tonight in Miami.
And they're questioning the time. I'm not quite sure why they're questioning the time. Maybe they felt it should have been a bit longer.
We had to pick somebody. Cristiano Francois created some opportunities. He is our Hellbiz man of the match.
Is it man of the partial match?
Partial match. Let's do
or partial man of the match.
Yes. Man of the partial replay. Time to look back at these unique 24 minutes, what turned into be 27 minutes, with our full-time highlights presented by Hellbiz. We start in the 70th minute. Pierre da Silva serving this in.
Yeah, dangerous ball in, and a couple of question marks asked to the defenders, and they answered them all night long. They got stuck in there. Riverhounds, they had to deal with big Chris Cortez, and they dealt with him really well.
Just a minute later, again, more chances for Miami. McFarland serving it in, but it was Vitiello there to claim it.
Yeah, goalkeeper did well, nice and positive. He knows he's going to get bumped. He takes the bump. Down he goes. Well done, Danny Vitiello.
And then 72nd minute. Chances would come for Pittsburgh, and Kenardo Forbes just missing.
Yeah, this is them on the counter-attack. They whistled a little bit of early pressure, and then they started to counter-attack very, very quickly. And that man, Kenardo Forbes, King Kenny, is involved in a lot of their counter-attacks.
80th minute. This was really the moment of controversy over these few minutes.
Yeah, the question is it a red card? I don't think so. I think Paco Craig is covering him. Therefore, Connor Sparrow is not the last line of defense. Is it a dangerous tackle? Probably just not, but close.
And then another chance, and they were so close to putting this away, but Dixon couldn't find the finish here.
Yeah, Dixon couldn't. Cicerone before him. Forbes just setting it up here again. Fantastic counter-attack football from the Riverhounds.
So after the match, the two teams coming together. Ariel Martinez was very vocal during the first time on October 16th. Again, some words being exchanged. Bob Lilly trying to be the common ground here and cool the situation. Both teams, if these two teams are able to meet in the playoffs, I know that's very unlikely. It'd be very interesting, but most likely have to wait till next season.
Yes, well, there's a little bit left behind for next season. And as we said beforehand, we weren't quite sure how annoyed the players would be about the situation. But in the end, Pittsburgh get their 3 points. And I'm guessing Charlotte then did win their match against Loudoun 1-0.
They did win 1-0, so Charlotte are on 58 points. Pittsburgh are on 57. Pittsburgh host Hartford, and Charlotte go to Austin. And Charlotte does have the head-to-head over Pittsburgh this year, so also something to note.
So should Charlotte lose and Pittsburgh, if we add the 3 points they've got now, as you say, 57, if they win, then they would finish second. So it's worth the effort of the players and Bob Lilly and everyone coming down just to retain the chance of finishing second and getting that home playoff berth.
All right, well, that will do it. It was short, it was sweet, and that's it. Pittsburgh got the 3 points they came and they wanted. And that is it tonight for our partial replay from Miami. For our entire crew and broadcast partner Gary Bailey, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long. It finishes in this partial replay. Miami 0, Pittsburgh 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
And now Griffin. Up ahead, there's Sparrow in no man's land.